Hi guys, Aaron Dorr here with AaronDorr.com. As you approach your upcoming election cycle, one of the mistakes that many activists make is in failing to run a candidate survey program on behalf of your organization. A candidate survey program is simply designed to get all the candidates, incumbents and challengers alike on the record for or against your organization's key issues. Many organizations don't do this, so it's a little bit of work, but once you've done your first candidate survey program, it gets a lot easier as you go along. This video is how and when to do your candidate survey program for your organization. The number one goal we have here in all of this is to get the candidates on the record. You see, we can't tell people, who's good and who's bad if we don't know where they stand on our issues. And so, of course, we know where the incumbents stand because we've had a chance to work with them and have them co-sponsor or not on our bills and vote yes or no on our bills. How about the challengers? How do you tell your members where they stand if you just talk to them on the phone, or if you see a Facebook video that they make some comment on your issue, or you're going to trust their website statement section on your issue? No. Your candidate survey program enables you to tell your members definitively where these candidates stand. So your goal here is to get them on the record. That being said, and because of that, you specifically craft your program and your survey physically to leave them with no wiggle room in how they answer your questions. So when you design your program, number one, do not have too many questions. That's the mark of a kind of a first-time activist who has, 47 questions and some sub-questions inside of there. Every conceivable scenario on your issue cluster, how they would vote. That's crazy. No one's going to read that. No one's going to care enough to answer those questions. And more importantly, what you're going to do with this, as I'll show you in a few moments, is package up the results of your survey program and mail and email those results out to your supporters in those districts. And you can't physically fit the answers to 47 questions. And you think I'm kidding, and I'm not. I've seen grassroots activists try it. You cannot fit the results of 47 questions in your direct mail package. So number one, use a limited number of questions. 6 is good, 7 or 8 is okay, maybe 9. I would not go above that. You're not going to have the space, as I'll show you here in a few moments. So number one, number of questions. Number two is how you let your candidates answer your candidate questionnaires. You see, we don't want to ask them questions like, do you support the Second Amendment? Are you pro-life? That's ridiculous. Every candidate's going to say yes. They know what you want to hear. Barack Obama was pro-gun if you asked him to his face, as many people did. So you want to ask them specifically. You can say things like, last legislative session, House File 1234 was introduced, which would end abortion in this state via a life at conception legislation. The bill would do, and it kind of spells out what it would do over a course of a paragraph or so, and say, if elected to office, would you support this or similar legislation? That's it. It's not, are you pro-life, are you pro-gun? It's detailed on the bill and bills in question that your organization is working on. So limit your questions so you have space to ask detailed questions. The third thing to be aware of is how you let them answer your questions. See, you don't want to let them just say yes or no. Because what does yes or no mean? I mean, yes might mean, yeah, I support it if it gets to the floor. Yes may mean I'll co-sponsor it. Yes may mean I'll sponsor it. And yes may mean I won't do a freaking thing till the Speaker of the House tells me I can. That's what yes means to a politician. So when you design your physical survey, leave your answer options very simple. I'm going to show you a sample for one of the groups that I work for, Iowa Gun Owners. Maybe you can see it here. Our answers are sponsor, co-sponsor, and no. That's it. Sponsor, co-sponsor, and no. All these pictures are going to be on our website, by the way. Look for the article on this issue, and you'll have screen grabs of our survey right here on our website. So sponsor, co-sponsor, and no. That's it. Also, number 4, be aware of space margins. We don't want to give these people space to add a dime store novel in the margins on our survey. We don't care about their thoughts on this issue outside of this questionnaire. You don't care if you're doing gun politics, for example. You don't care if this candidate bought his grandson a Red Ryder BB gun, 45 years ago. You don't care if he's a member of the NRA. We don't care if he goes deer hunting every year, if he's part of Pheasants Forever. Those are non-answers. Those are answers that are designed to get you and I off track. In fact, when I see answers like that or add-ons like that, that's a very, very dangerous sign. This person is trying to have it both ways and play both sides against the middle. So don't give them room to add on a bunch of extra material. On the end of your survey, you want to keep it very simple and very concise. You want to have a couple key things on here. I'll show you a sample again right here. Number 1, you want to have an end-by date. If it's not mailed back to our office by so-and-so date, it is considered a no for our member purposes. We're going to ask them for their signature office sought, district number, party affiliation, and that's it. We don't have 5 lines of add in your comments here. It's very short, very sweet, and very concise. Give them a definitive time deadline, and if they fail to meet that, you have an answer to your candidate survey program. So again, you're going to get a lot of phone calls during this process as well from candidates. They're going to call you and they're going to say, oh, gee whiz, I support your issue 100%. You guys are a bunch of great people. I've heard lots of great things about you, and on and on and on. But right now, I just can't go on the record on this because I'm so far to the right on your issue that my own party might be concerned about me. Or they may withhold me critical election funds if I tell them how pro-life I actually am. This has all happened to me in conversations over my last 10 years working in state politics. Expect phone calls. Expect squirming. Expect them to be trying to find ways to make you happy while not answering the candidate survey program. Our answer is always very simple. Sign the survey, give us your answers in writing. That's it. If they say, well, I'm not signing your survey, that's very simple. You always say, thank you very much, you just did. Because a refusal or failure to sign our candidate survey is an absolute no, and we're going to report it as such to the members of our organization. The last step in how you design your survey program is the roster of results. And the roster is what you actually put out in your direct mail piece when you mail your supporters and announce the results of your election program, of your candidates program rather, and show them where these candidates actually stand. I'll show you now why you can't have 47 questions in your questionnaire. This is our roster of results. You can see the candidate names here and here. You can see the actual physical questions listed off right here, the same questions they were given in our survey program. You're going to see some details like where the incumbents voted on this issue in previous legislative sessions, and you're going to see the answers to their survey right up here. Yes, 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 or question mark, question mark, question mark, or N for no. And so we're going to know exactly where these guys stand on our issue. We're going to report the results of it that way to our members. So saving room for this roster is critical when designing your candidate survey program. The last question is always, how do you get the results of this program out to your supporters? There's lots of ways to do this. If you're a new organization and have limited funds, you can't do a lot, and we realize that. Start with social media. Start with email. These are pretty low-end, pretty inexpensive programs. At least they can be inexpensive if you want them to be, or if they have to be for your organization. And write out a very concrete message to your supporters and other folks that care about your issue, and tell them exactly what you've learned in your candidate surveying process. You can do it through robocalls if you want to. You can do it through direct mail. That's a very devastatingly effective program to mail this package to your supporters and show them exactly the questions they were asked and what they answered, how they responded to your survey. We always end our surveys with urging our supporters to contact the candidates and thank them for their, pro-gun or pro-life or whatever the issue cluster is. Thanking them for their good survey responses. And we also urge them to contact the bad candidate, the one who will not sign our survey or who answered no. We'll urge our supporters to contact that person and urge him to sign the candidate survey, to come clean on their record, to stop hiding behind whatever it is they're hiding behind, and urge them to apologize for their bad votes on this issue if they in fact voted against them in previous legislative sessions. And I have no problem putting their cell phone number in that direct mail package or email, no problem publishing their home phone number. They're elected to office. This information is publicly available to all of us to use. We want to encourage our supporters to be informed on the issues and take action doing that exact program. If you have more money to work with, you can always do radio and TV ads as well. A very effective tool to get inside the head of bad incumbents and to get the word out to as many people as you possibly can. And if all you have is 3 friends and a pickup truck, then for heaven's sakes, print off this puppy on a copy machine somewhere at Kinko's, print off 500 flyers, grab your buddies and hit that guy's district and pass out flyers as fast as you can, going door to door in a lit drop. There's all kinds of ways you can do this. The key thing is to do all that you possibly can and have a plan to do more next year. Go as far as you can. That's all you can do this year. That's fine. Raise more money for next year and try it again. But you can't do that if you do not have a candidate survey program. For more help on this, you can see our website for your actual examples. You can call us in our office. Either way, have a plan to survey all of your candidates.